Yeah. Huh? Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Huh? Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. Thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shade for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy and you probably smell the crooked referees are Roger Goodell. Yeah, buddy like this and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
All right. Shout out to the mighty Who Dat Nation, man. We up in this thing, Sports Coma representing the mighty Who Dat Nation. We up in this thing. Welcome. You're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, where we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports fam. What's popping? Shout out to the fam. Y'all feel free. Do me a service. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and share. If you're on Twitter, please retweet this. Saints Inc. defensive end Chase Young to a 1-year, $13 million contract. We're going to cover that today, man. So shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all being in the stream, man. We're going to play the interview by Chase Young. He did an interview. Probably some of y'all seen it. We're going to replay it on the stream. But, man, listen, this is a pretty good move, man. Probably one of the most impressive moves that the Saints have done thus far for being here, man. I got to give them credit for that, because the reality is, man, they needed help here. And this is a maneuver that I didn't think they would do, because I didn't think they would disturb Cam. Ultimately, I thought that, and that was just the mindset. And that makes sense to sign him, because you definitely need some help opposite of Carl Granderson. What that does is giving them Chase Young next to Carl Granderson gives the Saints two vibrant pass rushers here. And of course, Cam operates probably definitely in the reserve capacity, but even, we're hearing some stuff about him operating as a situational guy. We'll see. It's a lot of banter back and forth one way or the other, but a $13 million deal for Chase Young, man. So good shout out to the Saints. You got to give them credit when they get one right. Saints had 34 sacks, I want to say, this past season in the NFL. And this is to get after those quarterbacks. We're going to need that pass rush as the Saints look to kind of add some more talent to that secondary as well, which was pretty good last year. We haven't really signed anybody yet in terms of that, but Chase Young's very positive signing for the black and gold. So anyway, shout out to the fam, man. We in this thing. Big ups to you guys. Please feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And there's a poll, fam. I know it's a pretty simple poll. There's a poll that's that started off the broadcast for the family members to feel free to kind of vote in that poll. It's one of which is the best Saints signing to this point. And it's, there's Chase Young there, Willie Gay Jr., Cedric Wilson, and of course, Nathan Peterman, the quarterback, the backup guy that was added. So if you guys want to chime in there right now, Chase Young is running away with the poll, 67%. Have him as the clear winner, 28 right now, just switched 68%. Willie Gay's 27%, 5 for Cedric Wilson, the wide receiver, and 0 for the backup quarterback, Nathan Peterman. Oh, man. Anyway, let's get into it, man. Let's go over this right here. ESPN providing the scoop. Chase Young signs with the Saints on the $13 million contract. Of course, the Saints got him down there. Credit to them for getting the deal done. Defensive end Chase Young signed a 1-year, fully guaranteed $13 million contract, according to Adam Schefter and Jeremy Fowler. The Saints announced the agreement, but did not release the terms. Young, who was traded from the Commanders to the 49ers this past season, visited the Saints on Monday and likes the setup of the team's defense, he told ESPN. We'll play some of that. 49ers acquired Young as a trade deadline, sending a compensatory third-round pick to the Commanders to bolster their talent at the edge rusher position. Upon arrival in San Fran, Young became a prominent part of the Niners' rush packages, working in behind Kellen Farrell in obvious pass situations. He had 2.5 sacks and 10 tackles and 16 pressures in 9 regular season games with the Niners. He also had a sack in the Super Bowl loss to the Chiefs. And for the season, Young 24 tied a career high with 7.5 sacks, adding 25 tackles and 41 pressures between both Washington and San Fran. The Commanders used the second overall pick back in 2020 on Chase Young. He dealt with a torn right ACL in 21 that cost him most of that season. The following season, he also appeared in just 12 games over the last 2 years. The Saints have been in the pass rusher market since fall, although they did not make any moves at the trade deadline last year. They finished in the 23 season, ranked 28th with 34 sacks, their lowest total since 2016. So this is an attempt by the Saints to throw as much as they can at the pass rush position. And shout out to them, because I really didn't believe that they would kind of make this move. You know, I kind of thought this is not a Saints move. So credit to them for signing this guy, because this is the biggest acquisition thus far. Willie Gay is a solid signing. I like him at the linebacker because of his athleticism. Upgrade over Zach Bondi. You had Chase Young to the team. He is a name and talent there, even though it's a 1-year deal. So got to give him credit, man. Saints have been in the pass rush market since the fall, although they did not make any moves at the trade deadline. Like I said, they finished 28th with 34 sacks, the lowest total since 2016. The Saints had invested high draft picks in pass rushers, selecting Peyton Turner in the first round of the 21 draft and Isaiah Foskey, the Snowman, in the second round of the 23 draft, but neither had a sack last year. Isn't that something? Foskey was a healthy scratch for most of the year, and Turner played in only 2 games because of injuries. The Saints also signed 27-year-old Carl Granderson and 34-year-old Cam Jordan to extensions last fall. Jordan, 2011 first-round pick, was the last Saints pass rusher to have double-digit sacks when he finished with 12.5 sacks back in the 21 campaign. Boy, 20, it seems so far away since Cam put on that 12.5 sack performance. He played in every game last season, but dealt with several injuries, finishing with just 2.5 sacks. And that was very nagging ankle issue, but like a lot of the families say, man, Q, what was he doing before that? So a lot of people kind of hard on old Cam, man. But anyway, it's not Cam time, it's Chase Young time. $13 million, 1-year contract with him to be on the squad. So shout out to Chase Young and the black and gold for adding a premier pass rusher. We just need him to stay healthy, along with the Saints pass rushers. And we shall be looking at some positive stuff on the defensive side. Now, there's other things to kind of look at as well. So before we finish getting into this, let's hear what Chase Young had to say. Here's his interview.
But is there anything about this defense in particular that appealed to you?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we have great defense, Tyron, Cam, you know, Carl, Pete, DeMario. I mean, I feel like it's weapons all over the field. You know, my goal is just gonna be the best Chase Young that I can be. And you know, I definitely you know, plan to add a good piece to be a part of this defense.
Chase, what was kind of your process of picking your spot? Were you kind of studying everybody and trying to make sure you found the best fit for you? And if so, what made New Orleans the best fit for you?
Yeah, just the best fit is I feel like it's very family oriented. You know, even just meeting the whole coaching staff, everybody was family oriented. You know, I can tell just the workspace has great energy. Just everybody walking around the building smiling. So just feeling the energy. And really just a place where, you know, I'll come to work in every day.
And it seems like you're pretty familiar with the defensive roster. I'm assuming you've at least looked at them a little bit. How you feel like you fit in with the other guys, and how can you guys complement each other?
I feel like we're gonna start in practice doing that. But I'm definitely excited to get around these boys.
Hey Chase, what was the kind of the meeting like between you guys last night? You guys went out to dinner and stuff, or is that, or how did that go?
Yeah, well, it went great. Went out to dinner. Ate well, had great combos.
Were any of the other players at the dinner? Were they trying to make their best recruiting pitch to get you to sign?
Yeah, it was one there.
There was a report that Tyron was there with you. Is that accurate?
No.
Okay. Chase, when you talk, I mean, you said injuries obviously affected the middle of your career so far in the NFL. What else do you point to as something you want to improve on, or when you reviewed your last season that you think there was still area for growth?
I feel like in every area of my game I can grow. I'm still a young player in this game, to learn and just still on that journey to be the best player I can be.
To take a 1-year deal, I mean, do you kind of see this as a prove it deal, or how do you kind of view the deal?
I just prove it as I'm getting another opportunity to show what I can do.
And you did play 16 games last year, relatively healthy. Did you feel like you that it was a bounce back season for you, or how did you kind of feel about last year overall?
Nah, really, every time I step in the field, I'm just grateful for, just a chance to do it. All it takes in this league is one play. And I understand that. This organization, the Saints, gave me another, opportunity to, fight for that trophy and that number one goal. And I'm gonna do my best to, make sure they know they didn't pick the wrong one.
Chase, obviously this is the beginning of week 2 of free agency now. What was important for you or important for the other teams to take this much time to make the decision? Did you really want to go on some of these visits and really?
Yeah, I mean, I just realized, this place, I had a feeling. My mom always said, trust my gut. Talk to, the whole staff, and I just felt like this was the best choice for me.
How nice was it to kind of have that, you were traded last season, obviously, that to kind of have that say of where you wanted to go in your career? What was that process like?
It was definitely different, grown man decisions. Something that I feel like I'm prepared to make. So yeah.
Do we have any other questions for Chase?
Hey, I apologize if you've been asked this already, but getting a chance to team up with Cam Jordan, just your excitement to team up with a vet like that.
Yeah, man, that's definitely something big for me that I'm excited to do. Future Hall of Famer, a guy who I'm gonna spend time with, who I can just absorb the game from. I'm definitely excited about Big Cam. So.
Yeah, Chase, just quick question. This is a team that, for whatever reason, always seems to gravitate toward Ohio State players, whether through free agency or through the draft. Was that something you were aware of? And do you have any kind of familiarity with, whether Pete, Marshawn, some of these guys, Chris, that have been here, obviously, whether as teammates or whatever?
Yeah, Chris and Pete were my teammates. Marshawn, we still good friends. I know all the Cleveland guys. But yeah, man, I mean, they definitely around here, they talk about how they love Ohio State guys, and I'm glad I can be a part of that.
What was your impression of Dennis Allen?
The coach would, I can just tell he's going to hold me to the highest standard, and I can just tell that's just going to make me the best player that I can be.
Chase, there were some reports about you not only visiting with the Saints, but also visiting with the Panthers. And then there was like an expected visit or something like that with the Titans. Did you take all of those visits before settling in New Orleans, or did New Orleans just present itself at the right time?
I just like the Saints. So, I feel like it was it was what I wanted. I feel like it was my fit, family oriented, great culture, host their players to, just a real good organization.
When you say that when you say that it was a place that you wanted, was it somewhere that you had identified early on in the process, or was it more so through conversation and the visit?
Conversation and the visit, for sure.
You mentioned that family oriented feel a few times. Why was that so important to you?
Because I feel like I'm a family man. I like it. I like coming to work every day. I like, talking to my teammates. I just like that good energy throughout the atmosphere.
How familiar are you with sort of the connection between the fan base and the organization here? Obviously, the organization is very entrenched with the history of the city and things like that. Is that something you're excited about as well?
Yeah, definitely. I heard the stadium gets super loud. So I'm real excited for that.
Chase, you've done a pretty good job of kind of. We've all been dancing around this sort of prove it narrative, and that's not something you're interested in buying into, I guess. Why is it that you kind of like don't like being labeled as like needing to prove anything, or you know what I mean? Like, I guess revitalize your career, or the kind of things we all tend to put into a story arc for you.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like in life it's all journeys. I really don't hear what people say. You can say what you want. I know make a living and get there, people have families. But at the end of the day, I'm a man of God and it's a journey. And we're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens.
And I know Ross asked you earlier about being under a microscope when you're such a high profile player. You obviously have taken a good attitude to not let that affect you. But is that something you've noticed and felt that people love to parse everything you're out there doing?
Nah, man, I've been getting that since college, man. They don't phase me, man.
It's time for one more.
What was your family's reaction? I know your mom and stuff. Just what was their reaction like?
Super excited. They're ready to eat this good food down here. I know that.
Oh, what'd you get at dinner yesterday? Did you get a very New Orleans meal or anything?
I just had to catch it today, just some fish.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
All right. Shout out to brother Chase Young, man. Welcome to New Orleans, Chase. Working on a highlight video right now. Welcome New Orleans. Chase Young is a new black and gold man in the building. And of course, it's going to be very interesting because, I've got the poll out in the chat, man. Obviously, the best acquisition, according to the family base on the first poll, was Chase Young. So far, Willie Gay came in a distant second of who they preferred. And right now, there's a poll going on in the chat right now. Who do you feel should start at the defensive end this year for the black and gold? And the options are Chase Young and Granderson, Cam and Granderson, or someone else. And an overwhelming 74% of the poll, people in the poll, says Young and Granderson, with 14% saying someone else, proving someone else is beating Cam and Granderson. How about that, man? That's pretty wow. So if y'all want to keep chiming on that one, man, that is a blowout poll right there. 74% said Chase Young and Curl. Just want to get y'all thoughts on that. But yes, question about Trey. What's up, Trey? Shout out to you, brother. Says, what about Peyton Turner? What about him, brother? I mean, Peyton Turner right now, man, and it ain't looking too good for Peyton. But listen, he'll be a backup get there. And this is the unofficial depth chart I got right here. You see, even the unofficial depth chart from ourlads.com is showing Carl Granderson and Chase Young in the starting position. As you can see, Chase Young is right here. And then Cam Jordan is backing him up. So I think they got the memo. So you see Carl, you see Chase, and then of course Cam is the third guy, and of course you see passing. They got Passanio behind Carl Granderson with Isaiah Foskey, and you see Peyton Turner behind Cam Jordan behind Chase Young. So what it does do for the black and gold is that it does provide a lot of versatility on the defensive line. The sacks were down last year. They want to get those sacks up. And really, truthfully, like I said, this is a all tell it year for the New Orleans Saints and Dennis Allen. It won't be acceptable to win another 9 games and not get in the playoffs. The team must get into the playoffs, and like I said, there's a lot of people that are that don't like the direction of the Saints, but you got to appreciate this signing. Even if it's a 1-year deal, it's still a solid signing because it hits an immediate need that the Saints need to address, which was the low sacks last year. Chase Young stays healthy, he'll help that. Peyton Turner should be in Foskey, Isaiah Foskey, the Snowman, and all these guys. But yeah, the Chase Young sign, even though if it's a 1-year deal, it does put Peyton Turner on the watch list, in terms of what you're going to do. Because usually a lot of that, Granderson won his time when Cam got a couple years before he leaves. And Peyton Turner, man, is hopefully he doesn't follow the same trajectory as the guy that he was drafted to replace, Davenport. Davenport was an unmitigated bust. He was a reach, bad pick by the Saints. Peyton Turner was a guy that a lot of people questioned Sean Payton when they took Peyton Turner from the University of Houston in the bottom of the first round. I think he was 28 or 29, something like that. And I was like, man, why did they take that guy? I remember doing the stream. I was like, why would they take Peyton Turner? He's mocked, or basically his value was a second and third round guy. But they picked the guy up and at a first round, that was Coach Payton. And I thought Coach Payton was trolling us because didn't he drafted Peyton Turner, and it was like, hold on, what is this? And then it was what was the other one? I don't know. I forgot the other guy's name. But I was like, is he trolling us? Because we had Peyton Turner, which is now Sean Peyton Turner, and then it was another two. I was like, what the hell is he doing? But anyway, good pickup by the Saints landing Chase Young. He stays healthy. Him and Carl Granderson will turn it on for the Saints. And then of course Cam in the reserve capacity, keeping his minutes down and get him to rush as a reserve guy on the edge, or they could flip him inside if they need to. That'll keep Cam fresh all year long. And of course, all that means is with Peyton Turner and Isaiah Foskey, the Saints just have a good amount of depth at the DE position. And some of those guys, you can flip them inside as well. So, I mean, it's a very solid signing for the Saints to pick up Chase Young and bring him to the team. And like I said, it's a 1-year deal at $13 million, and it's fully guaranteed contract. It's fully guaranteed. So just wanted to kind of sprinkle that one in there for the family members. Fully guaranteed 1 year, $13 million contract for Chase Young. So it is very solid signing. By far the best signing the Saints have done up to this point, getting a name and a player with immense talent. I like the Willie Gay Jr. signing a lot because of what it represents. So Chase Young, budding starter there, has all this crazy athleticism, can get to the quarterback and chase guys down, unbelievable speed. Is basically an edge rusher with linebacker speed. So the guy will help out in many different ways. And of course, Willie Gay Jr., when they finally do use him in certain packages, or they go, probably use the 4-3 every now and again. But when they do finally get him on the field, he has the ability to chase guys down too. Very athletic, fast guy, fast linebacker. But like I said, both of these moves are 1-year deals for Willie Gay Jr. and Chase Young. So the Saints are playing for this year, man, to try to make some of this stuff pop. All right, so before I go to the next, let me shout out a few family members. Shout out to everybody. Thank you, Brother Trey, with that. Shout out to you, Philly Phil. How you doing? Say something was off when with him doing the interview. You think so, bro? I just think that, he probably was tired, man. He looked like he was kind of tired after a long day. And sometimes, you do you do a press conference, you really don't want to do it. And, you don't feel like it, but you got to do it. That's something that's one of the traditions, I guess, one of the perks of the job, if you won't call it that. All right, Chris, what's up, bro? How you doing? See, we got Chase, bro. Yeah, we got him, bro. Oh, yeah. And Pelicans notice it move Cam inside at defensive tackle. Thank you for that. Who that says we just need to draft an offensive lineman first round and draft Byron Murphy. Okay. In the second round. All right, Ramsey, how you doing, sir? Shout out to you. Mr. Mel, how you doing, sir? Glad to see some positive roster upgrades. There you go. Appreciate Mr. Mel. Much love. Appreciate you, my brother. Kai says, what's the intel on guard tackle that we signed today? Yeah, I'm gonna cover that momentarily, Kai. Just give me a second. We're gonna jump right on that stuff. What's up, Booker? He says, who that Q? I'm glad I didn't make the 5th rounder to pick up. Yeah. Shout out to brother Booker ranking, man. Shout out to you, bro. He picked this, and I don't, and that's probably one of the picks of the month right now. Where he basically threw out there, hey Q, I will give a 5th round draft pick to the Bears for Justin Fields. And I said, that's kind of low, brother. They'd be kind of dumping them on such and such. He said a 5th round pick. He said it. So I got to give that brother a shout out because, man, that was a really good call there. I mean, you could have said, man, I give him a 4th round or a 3rd round. That man said a 5th rounder, and you seen what happened the other day. It's like, wow, these people are literally just dumped them out of there like that. So shout out to brother Booker. And brother Booker, listen, man, you got, now that you on that good spin with that call, bro, feel free to drop them them lottery numbers, brother. I'm looking for the lottery numbers. Email me, man. Brother Booker, go ahead on there, brother, and put the Powerball in there. Powerball numbers, email them to me. Don't put it in the chat, brother. I don't want the fam playing the numbers, brother. We just gonna, you know what I'm saying? Just send that to the email there, brother. You know, the Powerball and the other one. What's the other one, fam? That's the multi-millions or whatever you want to call it. Both of them. Throw them numbers in the chat, brother. Since you got the superpower right now, brother. Brother James says, Q, interesting indeed. As you said, Chase is a good pickup. But I do wonder why other teams didn't sign him. Also, are we spinning our wheels just to pay him one season because Carr is average? Won't go far. Won't go far. Is that what you're saying, Brother James? Now, it's interesting because I thought about that. Like the Willie Gay, I like Willie Gay. You know what I'm saying? I like him. I thought that, when they signed him at first, I was like, okay, linebacker, now what we looking at? But each one of these, like 1 year to kind of prove it deals, so to speak, which kind of, see what these guys could offer for the team or whatnot. But it's very interesting. But it does appear like the Saints are not giving those long contracts out right now. They're kind of keeping things close to the vest in terms of the timeline. Because eventually over the next 2 years, you're going to see players like Demario Davis, Cam Jordan, Tyrann Mathieu. A couple of years from now, these guys are going to retire, and the team, Taysom is after this year, he's on a 1 year deal. So some of these guys, you could be very well looking at the end of some of our most productive veterans and our well-known veterans, and you'll see a move from one thing to the other. In a couple of years, you never know what's happening with Carr. If Carr don't step up, if this team don't perform, well this year and they miss the playoffs, and I'm not putting it on, but I'm just saying you got to be prepared for whatever, right? But if this team fails this year, Dennis Allen is out of here. He's done. So you don't want to kind of, stockpile a bunch of people, and you bring in a new administration and they start cleaning house, moving around, doing certain things. So this is a very unique time for the New Orleans Saints right now, where you can see them keeping it really close and short, because at some point you have to be looking at transitioning the team into a younger form of itself, but they don't want to do it to the point where it bottoms out and they start all over at the bottom of the NFC South. They're trying to rely on these veterans and put these young, talented players around them and hope that they pick up enough game to carry the team forward. So, yeah, it's a kind of a little nervous energy from the New Orleans Saints right now, and rightfully so, because they've been losing the last 3 years. You better be nervous. Claude, shout out to you, bro. He says he liked the signing. Shout out. I agree. Jay Huntsberry, how you doing, sir? Big Ant and the rest of the fam. Yeah, shout out to y'all. Chris says, I got Chase starting on my D-line madness. Like, okay, thank you, bro. Yeah. Oh, the Mega Million. There you go, Pelican Nola. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, tell brother Booker, throw them numbers in the email, brother. Yeah, do that. that man said I give him a 5th round pick, man, for that boy. And guess what? They did. And the crazy part about it, it wasn't a 5th round pick from this year. It was what was a 4th round, 5th round. 5th round next year is a 2025 pick that can turn into a 4th round. Like what? What the hell? They gave him a pick for next year. Crazy, but it happened. Jay Bello says 13 million. I'll prove. He says I'll prove whatever they want. Yeah, yes. Jack says overcompensating for signing Carr to a long-term deal. That's why they all 1-year deals. All right, Jack. Thank you for that, bro. All right, Marlon Mall says Q, but Mickey said Dennis is the next legendary coach. Did he actually use those words? He said a lot of crazy stuff. A lot of stuff Mickey said, it just went in one when some of the most outstanding, really crazy things Mickey Loomis kind of. I'm like, fam, did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear what this guy said? I always, do that. But anyway, all right, let's move on to the next thing, fam. This is a look at the Saints' current salary cap situation according to Over the Cap, right? All right, they're saying Saints at 18.6 mil currently. I think that number probably going to change in a little bit. We'll just keep monitoring on that, but just keeping a look at some of the money as well. And we talked about it, like when the Saints finally get back into the black, that the estimations had the Saints anywhere between 15 to 20 plus mil, and they're right in, but not exactly in between that, but 18.6, close to 9. You see. All right, so anyway, let's move to the next one. The Saints also signed an offensive lineman for the first time. The Saints have added an offensive lineman to the team. The Saints expected to sign former Viking guard tackle Oli Udoh to a 1-year deal. So the Saints added some offensive line depth to the team. So the Saints also picked up another player today. The Saints signed this guy, Oli Udoh, who is a former Viking offensive lineman that plays guard and tackle. Started 18 games for the Vikings over the 5-year period after being selected in the 6th round of the 2019 draft. So he's a 6th round guy, played 18 games for the Vikings in 5 years. And in 21, he started 16 games, allowing only 1 sack that season. This would be the same season where new offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak spent his lone year calling plays for the Vikings. A little familiarity there. Saints will likely look to invest more at this spot in the coming weeks and likely in the draft as well. So there you go. We got a guy that is familiar with Clint Kubiak to get ready. This is his first piece to the offensive line. So it's an unknown player to us, but he has 18 starts, and Clint Kubiak, our new offensive coordinator, knows this fellow. So he'll come in. He has some starter experience. Perhaps he'll push some of the guys at the guard position, in particular the left guard position, where we have James Hurst there, and we also have Nick Saldiveri, who didn't play much at all last year. So there you go. The Saints. So the Saints get them a defensive end and an offensive lineman, interior lineman. We're thinking about, even though he plays outside and inside, we'll see how he's used. And anyway, I had the chance to kind of look at this. I didn't have a chance to study all of the film. I've seen a few things from him, but I wanted to take a look at his scouting information here. As you can see, very weird picture right there. I don't know why he's doing that, but what is going on here? Why is he bucking his eyes like that? What's going on, brother? What's wrong? Somebody scan you, brother? Is you staring at a picture of Pennyworth? I mean, what the hell going on? Why are you looking like that? I don't know what's going on with that photo, brother. That you need to cut that out. All right, so anyway, here goes the player bio. And Udoh was one of the top scholar athletes in North Carolina in that area. He stayed in state to play football and all that kind of stuff. Grabbed the starting spot at right tackle in 2015 and never let go. He started 11 games in 2015 on the right side, all 11 games in 2016, and all 12 contests in 2017. He did not earn any conference honors of those 3 seasons, but was a first-team All-Colonial Athletic Association selection in 2018 and was recognized as an academic all-conference pick multiple times. So a very smart guy. And of course, this is what Lance Zierlein, one of the scouts, said about him before he got drafted. Mammoth right tackle prospect with intriguing developmental traits as a run blocker and pass protection. Udoh lacks the quickness for moving blocking duties, but has the power to generate push against opponents in front of him. There are exploitable holes in his pass sets for the NFL, but his size and length and potential for improvement in his phase are worthy of taking a shot on day 3 and develop a prospect that might require year on the practice squad. So his strength is big legs, broad waist, burly chest, long arms, natural power, the ability to engulf and bulldoze stationary opponents, flashes nasty as a finisher, which is a positive. Size can factor in at the point of attack, good rhythm and kick slides, has feet for early mirror work to counter two-way rushers, adequate quickness to roll block the arc, and grip strength with plus power in hands. Carries pop at the end of his length to disorient the rush, has tools to improve additional coaching. Now, this is him coming out of college, so he did improve upon some of these strengths and kind of ironed out some of these weaknesses. So they mentioned him, one of his weaknesses being below quickness and unable to hit his landmarks on reach blocks and all this kind of stuff. But Clint Kubiak says, man, listen, the hell with all that. I know who Oli Udo is, besides this weird ass profile picture. We know that this guy could handle the business and play for us. So there you go. So yeah, welcome on in there, Oli Udo, you know. All right, so thank you, Mr. Mel. Appreciate you. All right, for the culture. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that mighty super chat, a super chat. Appreciate you, brother, for that, man. Let me kind of hit you with the button there, man.
I want to say thank you very much, picking me up, bringing me back to this world.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Bell, for that, sir. All right, not bad, man. Not bad at all, man. So yeah, we'll see how this happens, bro. But we've been looking for some time to see the Saints make a move by picking up somebody from the offensive line. We were looking at several of the past offensive linemen, the guards, and tackles that were available in free agency. A lot of those guys have already gone. So you're going to see some guys that are left that don't have the name, and this definitely fits one of the traits. So like I said, I watched some tape on him. I'm going to be studying tape on Udo later on tonight to give y'all more of a detailed look into who this brother is and kind of look at what's going on with him. All right, now from him to another offensive lineman. How about this one? This guy we know about, Saints free agent offensive lineman Andrus Peat. I think he signed with the Titans, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all let me know in the chat if he did. Hold on. Matter of fact, let me check on that because I heard that too. I think Webetis threw that in the chat. I want to say either he close to or I think that hold on. Give me a second. Yeah, he said for a visit with them. Okay. All right. Yes. I don't see him signing, even though they might have not reported it, but they said he's set with a visit for them. He could be possibly signing, but we'll see. Free agent Andrus Peat is visiting the Titans on Monday. The veteran offensive lineman could be in high demand after playing well at the left tackle in 23. I don't think he played well at left tackle, brother. Having spent most of his NFL career at left guard, and always got love for Andrus Peat, bro. Andrus Peat learned how to play the guard position. He played all four positions except for center. I remember when they drafted Andrus Peat, they had Teron Armstead and Ryan Ramczyk there, and they brought in Andrus Peat to be a tackle. He never played tackle before in college, and he came into camp. I think he came into camp out of shape. And boy, did Sean Payton get on this kid. Sean Payton got on this guy and just, he was in Coach Payton's doghouse. Coach Payton moved him all the way around the line. He just made it a point to make life difficult for Andrus Peat. But it turns out that Coach Payton really turned Andrus Peat into a versatile offensive lineman at the time because he played not only the left tackle position, but he was the swing tackle. When Teron Armstead would go down, he would fill in at the left tackle position until they did that all the way up until James Hurst came to the team. And then Andrus Peat slid inside. He learned how to play the guard position and actually won several Pro Bowls as an offensive guard, for a position he never played before. He played right tackle, left guard, and right guard. And he was versatile, did some positive things for the Saints. 2023 wasn't all that in terms of how he played. I think he had a kind of an off year, but then again, you could kind of say that about the Saints offensive line as a whole. They were consistently what's the term? I don't want to be mean, but they were consistently crappy. They were consistently up and down all around. They would pull to go and block somebody and don't block them, or at least one guy will block, the other guy will miss the block. You know, that's why a lot of the plays were so disheveled when Kamara would handle on these tosses or sweeps. The guys wouldn't block who they were supposed to block. The guy would get in there and bust the play up, all this kind of weirdness. So to me, was that a product of the players or just a terrible coaching measurement or lack of coaching by Doug Marrone? Could be a combination of both, but if Pete signed away by another team, the Saints will not receive a compensatory pick in 25's draft. That's because he agreed to rework his contract last summer, which cost him a pay cut. The Saints agreeing to tear up the last year of his deal, allowing him to reach free agency ahead of the schedule. A tough break, seeing the Saints are forfeiting almost $13.6 million over that in dead money after past restructures with Pete. So they gotta stomach that $13.6+ million in dead money. That's how much of the salary cap space will be if he's playing elsewhere without the promise of a comp pick coming back in next year's draft. But if it might be necessary, Pete has struggled with injuries throughout his career, being limited to 111 of 147 possible games in a regular season. The Saints overpaid him relative to the performance and had to work his contract for a while. So this dead money cap hip isn't anything new. If this is it for the Pete New Orleans, he'll be off the books altogether in 25. And if he's leaving, the Saints need to invest in quality insurance policies should Trevor Penning continue to struggle at tackle position. So we don't know exactly what's going to go on. That's another question that a lot of the Whodats have to figure out, is what's going on and what's going to happen with Trevor Penning. That's another thing that we got to cover and we got to deal with, is what's the Trevor Penning thing going to look like? What's that going to look? So the offensive line is the next thing the Saints are kind of focusing on after they kind of added Chase Young to the defensive line. They got Willie Gay at linebacker. They did their thing there. And of course, you turn around and you look at the offensive line with the Saints now. Let me share the screen with you right here so you can see this is where we are right now. They got Oli Udoh kind of pegged at the left tackle position. We know he plays the guard. Perhaps he'd be looking at him to move him inside there. But there is openings there. The left tackle position, the blindside tackle position definitely is an opening. We thought that they might attack that with a veteran or, a top-ranking free agency veteran, but it appears the Saints are going to take the draft route to make that happen. And in the end, there are several really promising prospects that are available in terms of that. So if you look at the draft, hold on, let me show you a couple of these guys, fam. Give me just a second. Let me pull my screen up here so we can look at a couple of these guys that'll be available for the Saints in around, because it does appear like the Saints are going to approach the draft that way and look at trying to bring guys in via the that way, because listen, like I said, I'm not really cool with the doing that, but in the end, it appears that just one of the things they're going to do. They're feeling comfortable. They're feeling pretty damn comfortable with it. Hold on just a second, fam. Let me get my draft stuff pulled up here. Give me just a second. I thought I had my screen up here. Prospects. There we go. I thought I had my screen up. I must have clicked it off by mistake. All right. Hold on here just a second. And I'll put this up on here. We'll go kind of cycle through some of this stuff here. Hold on just a second. Oh, that's not the right one. Yes. All right. All right. So, yeah. So let me take a look at some of the prospects right here. From an offensive line standpoint, they have quite a few guys that's available. The Saints, I don't know if they'll be available with the Saints. I know a guy like Joe Alt more than likely is not going to be there. Joe Alt is more than likely going to be a top 5, top 10 selection unless the Saints decide to move up. And these are some of the top prospects that's available. Hold on, fam. Give me a second. I can find you a better list than this one. Hold on just a second. Hold on. Yes. All right. All right. All right. Here we go. All right. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, this is a better one right here. So you can see this one. This is by CBS. They do a wonderful job of laying it out. But this is a couple of the offensive linemen, the tackle position, blindside tackle. Some of these guys play right side, but and left and right side, but some of them are right side guys that have the potential to slide over to the blind side spot. You talk about Fashanu, who was the Penn State guy. They have him above Joe Alt. For the longest time, Joe Alt from Notre Dame was the top guy that's available. But some people do have Fashanu, the big Penn State offensive tackle, there ahead of him. Not too many people. That have that usually is Joel, because Joel's been pretty solid for most of the year. So I see him in the top 5, top 10, but Fashanu is not too far. Another guy that I kind of pegged, because I don't think Fashanu or Joel will slide to the Saints at that 14th position unless the Saints, decide to move up, which I doubt that. But Talise Fuaga is another guy that I like a lot from Oregon State. The big guy, 6'6", 330 something pounds, got some nastiness in him. He's not as athletic as you want, but he does have some. He could move as a big guy. I don't know if I want to call Talise Fuaga a dancing bear. I don't know if I want to call him that, because I've seen, at times, a little stiffness there, but he's not as athletic as Fashanu, or Fashanu can move. Then there's J.C. Latham, the big offensive tackle from Alabama, who's another really good, solid guy. So you got a couple of offensive linemen that'll be available when the Saints pick at 14, if that'll be the right at the route. But a lot of guys are up there. Tyler Guyton from Oklahoma is another very good offensive lineman. He's not ranked high as the guys that I just talked about, but he's another really good one. Jordan Morgan out of Arizona. He's another dude that a lot of people talk about as well. So they got quite a few guys that if the Saints, if they want to kind of slide in and say, okay, yeah, we want to address the offensive line position with a tackle, we're going to go with this guy, that guy, and whatnot. So we're going to see how they all do it, but there'll be some people available. Maybe not Fashanu, maybe not Alt, but definitely Fuaga. J.C. Latham could be there as well. Tyler Guyton could be there as well. So, I mean, there's quite a few linemen that if they want to do that, they can get a really good lineman in the draft. But like I said, it's always that thing in the back of your mind about, is it a good thing to have a rookie guarding the blind side of your $150 million quarterback who's already, who comes into the first season with deer in the headlight look, you know what I'm saying? He was all tore up last year, according to him. And the injury report, so are you feeling pretty good about putting a rookie there at the blindside position? That's another thing people have to talk about. And we like I said, we'll see, because the Saints could also make a trade. I mean, there's still other ways, maybe not in free agency. Perhaps they see somebody they like, they can make a trade. We all know that there were a ton of trades been going on during free agency, a bunch of them. A ton of quarterbacks being traded back and forth. That's, during free agency. We seen Atlanta trade Desmond Ridder to who they traded them to, the Cardinals, I want to say. Yeah, they traded them to the Cardinals for a wide receiver. So, you might see the Saints make a few trades if they don't see something that they like. So I don't know. They got those options to do what they want to do, or what they can do to improve the offensive line, because that's really the next step here. We have to get that offensive line where it belongs, because there is no success unless we be able to solve some of these problems from the offensive line standpoint, to be honest with you. And of course there's still other positions of need that the Saints could attack, in free agency. There's also, in the draft, you look at and you saying to yourself, man, what other needs could we do? Cedric Wilson is a veteran wide receiver with good size. He's versatile, got some speed with him, some size, a physical guy. But, the Saints have already added 2 guys along with the 3 guys we had on the team, and Cedric Wilson and Stanley Morgan. Are there more? I think there'll be more, maybe in the draft or sometimes. I don't know if up at the top. But then again, the Saints, we'll see how they handle the draft board, because they'll have some players. The first 2 picks, the first round, second round, you're going to get a ball player. You're going to get a couple of ball players if you play it right, But, we'll see how they handle the skill position. But Cedric Wilson with Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed there, and then Stanley Morgan, who the return special teams man, looking at him there. And, of course, Saints can elect to bring back some of its previous wide receivers if that's the case. But really, the Saints really need to improve, get that offensive line together, keep that going on, and keep it moving. Of course, another thing is, too, the Saints in the secondary, depth behind the secondary. Family members asked me about Marshawn Lattimore. I don't know about Marshawn Lattimore. I think the Saints need to just leave Marshawn Lattimore alone. We don't need to do anything with Marshawn Lattimore. We don't need to trade Lattimore. Although all I'm hearing is rumors. I'm hearing rumors. I'm not hearing anything solid or whatnot. What you see a guy like it was 40 left to the 49ers the other day. I just forgot the man. You're not a Saint no more. I don't remember you. That's how it is. That's how my mind be working now. But y'all know the young man that just left from the Saints out there. Yeah, Isaac Yiadom. Yiadom left to become the cornerback out there with the San Francisco 49ers, a 1-year deal. So he's gone. So the Saints going to have to address that as well. Maybe pick up a cheap veteran. There's always the chance that they can bring back a guy like Jonathan Abrams in the safety position. Hugo Amadi could be a guy that they can return and bring back. They can draft somebody as well. And it sits well because cornerback level in the draft is pretty good. You can get a guy with one of those picks, maybe the 4th rounder, somewhere up in there. They can get a DB. I'm pretty sure they'll probably end up getting a safety as whatnot. So, I mean, there's still routes or players that's still available for the Saints to reach at the right price. So I don't know if they thinking about breaking the bank in terms of adding depth pieces, but whatever depth guys they add, they're not going to spend a lot of money for some of these people. I don't see them breaking the bank for some of these other guys. So anyway, we'll see how it plays, though. Shout out to the fam. Y'all feel free to hit the like button. Y'all got any questions, please feel free to throw them in the chat. I'll do my best to answer them. Shout out to y'all guys. Thank y'all for spending y'all Monday with me. I hope you guys had a fantastic start off of your week on Monday. All right. So anyway, let me see if y'all are crazy, man. Three-time Pro Bowler. How about that? Yeah, at the guard position, man. It's crazy. IKD, man, says, I know we need help in the trenches, but man, if we don't get a splash skill position in the first 3 rounds, I'm gonna be tight. We too much day one starting talent this year for real. All right, thank you, KD. Yeah, they got a lot of people there, man. If you look at that draft board that I was showing, matter of fact, let me kind of go back to it. They're gonna have a lot of people available, man, for the Saints with that 1st and that 4th round pick, and even beyond that, based on how the Saints handled the board. There's some talent. There's a lot of talent there. A lot of talent, depending on what you're looking for. A lot of people like Byron Murphy from Texas, and I don't think he's going to be that. But perhaps, like I said, if you make a draft board, and that's what the Saints going to do, make a draft board and see which players fall to them or are available, and they'll draft them, because it doesn't have that field, right? We know there's still some time before the draft rolls around. They might sign another veteran or 2. They could possibly trade prior to the draft for a veteran offensive lineman and bring them onto the team, something like that. Because I don't think this fellow that they just picked up today, Ali Udo, is the last of the Mohicans. Trey Turner could be a guy that they bring back. It could be several things, but you want to have mobile guys that you can kind of throw there from an offensive standpoint. But I think that gets my attention more than anything, because the offensive line is the key to us having the type of success that we want to have. So there are a lot of talented players that's going to be available in this draft when the Saints pick. Like people ask me about, Brock Bowers. If Bowers is that cute and he falls to him at 14, do you take him? Hell yeah, you take him. Hell yeah, you take them, because you have a couple of guys that should be available in the 2nd round. You can pick up still get a starting level offensive tackle in the 2nd round. Perhaps, you can still find a good solid offensive tackle in that 2nd round. But if Bowers is there, you got to look at him. So, like I said, there'll be quite a few people, man, that'll be available. A lot of really good players that'll be available in the draft. Look, all these guys, Kool-Aid, McKinstry, and all these fellas here, man. Michael Penix Jr., Tyler Guyton, I talked about him. Fisk from Florida State, all these guys here, Keon Coleman. It's just a lot of talented players, man, that's going to be available when the Saints. Look at that. Chris Braswell's another really talented player for the black and gold. Michael Hall Jr., Trotter Jr., he's another player that is pretty interesting. Kitchens from Miami, that's another guy I was watching tape on as well. Malachi Corley is another dude that kind of grab some eyes and all that. So it's quite a few really good players. Xavier Legette from South Carolina, who stepped up. So, I mean, it's quite a few really talented players that you can kind of look at and be like, man, this guy here, look at Michael Pratt from Tulane right here. So, yeah, it's going to be pretty cool in the draft, man, this year to see it. Tavondre Sweat is another dude that's pretty damn good, man. I seen some have him a lot higher than this, but like I said, everybody got their own different draft boards. But like I said, it's a ton of talent in this draft, and if the Saints do what they're supposed to do, they meet the needs, they should be fine. All right, so anyway, let's keep it going, man. Shout out to the fan. We got another free agent pick right here. Brent, shout out to Brent, man. Appreciate you being here. He said they got rid of Rankins and Henderson, then backing up Crawfish and Tis tis the season. Come on, man. Yeah, Rankins and Henderson, right? All right, thank you, Brent. Appreciate you, man.
I wanna say thank you very much. Picking me up, bringing me back to this world.
All right, shout out to you, brother. Appreciate you on the super chat there, man. Appreciate you. JT is in the building. What's up, brother? JT, shout out to you, man. Appreciate you. Demi, shout out to you. Good to see you in the chat as well. Jack, where's the small school projects that showed up for the Senior Bowl? You know that's coming later on in the draft, brother. You know how we do. The Saints get involved with that Senior Bowl, and then when they go out there, they're going to pick guys from the Senior Bowl. They are famous for that. Like they did that with Nick Saldiveri last year. When Nick Saldiveri, they had him doing different things out there, and they liked how he is, and then they performed, and they end up signing the dude they end up drafting the dude and bringing him on to the team. So that happens. Mark says, how in the hell do we let Jameis go and pick up a bust like Peterson at QB? Come on, man. Well, listen, bro, I did put together a reel of highlights, man, from Nate Peterman that actually made him look pretty decently, man. So if you want to check that you want to check that out, Mark, check that out, man. I actually made him look pretty decent. He actually has shown some talented plays from Nathan Peterman. Peterman, not Peterson, but Peterman. It's got to get the man name right. All right, is Nathan Peterman a bust like Peterson? No. All right, so yeah, we got to get the damn man name right, brother, before we start doing all that other stuff. All right, No Larger says Young, Gay, and Wilson are sneaky good moves. They are. I do like the Chase Young move. I like the Willie Gay move. Cedric Wilson is another move that if you study the film on Cedric Wilson, he's a pretty solid player for you. Mark says, hey, you're right, Jerry, got to get rid of the loser. Big Ant, what's up, fam? Appreciate you, brother, for that. All right, thank you so kindly. What's up, Professor? How you doing, sir? Says Cooper. Right, DeJohn cornerback from Iowa. If the Saints get stupid and trade Latimer, I hope they don't. I'm against that. Like I said, there's something to it. I don't know what's going on with that, Professor, but it's something going on with that right now. I don't know. I'm hoping that they hold on. They don't do nothing dumb. Claude says, Q, did you check into Braylon Edwards? I did watch some stuff from Braylon Edwards, man, and Braylon Edwards is actually a pretty damn good player, man, if you think about it. Matter of fact, let me see if I can pull him up here, man, because it was some other people we talked about as well. I know I looked into Jonathan Brooks. Trey Benson was another dude that I was looking into. Bucky Irvin from Oregon. Blake Corum from Michigan. That's another dude I mocked. Is a dude, a powerful little runner from Michigan. The dude's small, but very powerful. Catches the ball out the backfield. Put in a lot of work for Michigan last year. Who else is we talking about? It's the kid from USC who's not too bad. But yeah, Braylon, let me see if I can pull him up. Big guy, big back. Man, let me see if I can pull him up here. I ain't getting nothing from him. Hold on here. I was trying to see if I could pull up some highlight film on them, bro, that I was watching. It was on X. Let me see if I could pull that film up here. I was watching something, a film, like a little highlight feed they put together on X about Braylon Allen. And I know he's the dude he's 6'2", and he 230 something pounds. He might be heavier than that, but I know he's a big back. He's a big old back, man. Let me see if I can pull something up by him. Yeah, here's some of it right here. Matter of fact, man. Yeah, hold on, bro. Let me share this with the family, man, because this is what we talking about right here. This dude right here, this little guy right here. Well, he ain't little. The dude, he about 6'2", 235. I know it's probably 240 plus or something like that. But this is some of the film from him that I was watching on X on the play. And the dude, that's him right there with the ball. And look at him. It's like he tough to bring down, man. It's a tough ass running back. Usually he's a tough runner, man. That's what I like about them. It kind of remind me, I ain't gonna say of the big running back used to play for the Giants, but for whatever reason, I don't know. I'm not going to call him the Brandon Jacobs type back, but the dude, here it is. This is watching right here that he can turn it on, man. This little dude is exciting, man. Very exciting. This is him. This is the run right here. on a draw right here. Ran right up the center, broke several tackles on the way. And look at it, he got that gear, turned it on, got the DBs chasing him, and he gets all the way down. So, yeah, he's a big physical runner. He's about 6'2", 235, some say 245. But he's a hell of a running back, man. Yeah, he look at that, breaking several tackles. He got a little gear right there, and he was able to get down. But, one thing I noticed when I was watching some of the limited film that I've seen on him, that he's one of these guys that always seems to fall forward. That's the thing I like about him the most. He always seems to fall forward. So thank you for putting him on my radar, man. I'm going to keep watching. I heard about the dude before, man. It's been a lot going on. I've been paying most of the attention to the wide receivers and other position groups. I hadn't really been paying attention too much to the running backs. I was looking at some of the running backs. I like Trey Benson a lot. Obviously, he's one of the top backs that's available because he does a little bit of everything. But yeah, man, that running back right there, Braylon Allen, man, that little dude there is tough as nails, man. Let me tell you something. So thank you. Appreciate you for putting him on my radar, brother. Thank you for that. All right. What's up, Demis? Shout out to you. Appreciate you as well for being here. Quaveda says this is the most talented draft and deepest draft in a while. Saints got to have a good draft this year. This is the future you drafting. Yeah, indeed, bro. Good call on that. Brother Devon says, I want a QB, but I think we get a tackle or a defensive lineman. Okay, thank you, bro. Yeah, maybe later, man. They do have some quarterbacks that's available in the fourth round. Like we was talking about that because families like you like any of these quarterbacks. Do we take a quarterback? You look at Caleb Williams. They got Caleb Williams, and my favorites is Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels. And ain't no disrespect to Drake May, the quarterback from North Carolina. He's 6'4", about 230 pounds. He got like 23 or 24 touchdowns, I forget. And he is single digits in the interceptions, but that sounds pretty good until you then put Jaden Daniels statistics up there. He threw for over 3,800 yards. He had like 40 touchdowns against 4 interceptions. And he don't have the NFL girth like Drake May does. May is 6'30", so he's a heavy, tall quarterback, 6'4", 230. But Jaden is 6'4", 210, but he can put on the weight. But Jaden Daniels beats you multiple ways. Like he almost threw for 4,000 yards, had 40 touchdowns in the SEC. The only reason why LSU didn't win a championship because their defense was really bad. But had they had a defense, man, they would have won. I really do believe they would have won a championship this year with Jaden Daniels. He was ready. He broke all of Joey Burrow's records. Jaden Daniels is the truth, man. A lot of people are sleeping on Jaden Daniels. And many aspects challenges Caleb Williams. I think a lot of people see Caleb as the most established guy over the last several years. He won the Heisman. Jaden also won the Heisman. So, I mean, a lot of people are sleeping on Caleb Williams. I think Chicago makes him the first-round pick. They kind of settled in. But teams like New England and all these other teams, they know what time it is with Jaden Daniels. You get Jaden Daniels there, work him in there slow, and I think that's what's the New England. I think he's going to end up going to New England. That's what I think, unless a team moves up there ahead of him. But I think New England is probably where he's going to end up. But I have him as my second best quarterback, really right up under Caleb Williams. And then after that, I guess I would definitely put Drake May there. And I'm not saying he's not a top 3 quarterback, but like I said, man, I think you got him up there. You got Michael Penix up there. You got JJ McCarthy up there. You got to put Bo Nix up there. He had a pretty phenomenal season for Oregon. So he's up there. And then later on, you got the next, and I think Michael Penix Jr., a lot of people don't see Michael as a first round. I see him as a first round pick. I do. I see maybe toward the, later on in the first round of the draft. But Bo Nix, something like that, is a second round pick. You got the kid from South Carolina, Rattler, who's interested. I don't know where he goes there, but Michael Pratt is a guy that should be in second or third. And then you got guys like Jordan Travis. Now, Jordan Travis is a guy that I often speak highly about Jordan Travis because last year he played 11 games. He had 20 touchdowns. But the thing is, against 2 interceptions, but you look at his situation, his play over his career at Florida State. The dude is awesome, bro. Like when we was coming out, we talked about Jalen Hurts, and they were talking about Jalen Hurts wasn't a passer of the ball and all this kind of nonsense. And he was talented because a lot of times at Alabama, he would beat you with his athleticism because he was the fastest man on the field. But he was a sneaky good passer, but people would just hate on him and disrespect him. Oh, he always running around the field. Well, he knew that if it wasn't a pass that he liked, he could take it down. You couldn't get to him. You couldn't catch him. So he would exploit that. But when he transferred to Oklahoma, he made it a point in his last year to prove to people that he was a passer and he can run. And he showed a lot of people. And people had him mocked to go in the 3rd and 4th round. And, where the Eagles picked him up at. So, am I saying that Jordan Travis gives me Jalen Hurt vibes? Man, listen, that's a lot to put on the young fella. But let me tell you, the dude could play the game. He's accurate. He's smart. He didn't fall apart when stuff hits him. He's really good on a run. Like, he can process stuff very quickly. And if the play breaks down, he scrambles out, has good athleticism, and could throw really well on a run. He keeps his eyes upfield when he breaks out on a run, and he's always dangerous to make a play with his feet or with his arm. And he has a very good degree of accuracy too. So, but he has things he has to work on. But the dude is a solid young quarterback. And because he was hurt last year, and they say he's supposed to be ready in April, fam, don't sleep on him. If he's available in the 4th round and you're the New Orleans Saints, you take Jordan Travis as your quarterback. You take him. And he will eventually be your starting quarterback for the next 5 to 8 years. Because listen, you won't get and see, people are going to be thinking a lot about that as well, about Jordan Travis as well. But the guy could play the game. And he's already slated to come back. We'll see what it looks like. But if he slides to you at the 4th round, that's a steal. Because if he was healthy, he'd be a top 5 quarterback in the draft. That's how good the guy is. So we'll see, man. We'll see how it all works. But yeah, man, I really like him. And then another, like a quarterback that's actually pretty good. That's more of a developmental aspect that I like a lot is Big Joe Milton III from Tennessee. Big quarterback, 6'5", 230 plus pounds. The man had 20 touchdowns this past year against 5 interceptions, in 12 games. So he was a good quarterback for Tennessee. Overall, you got to work on him a little bit, but the dude has probably one of the biggest arms in the draft, and you got to work on his stuff. But he had 20 touchdowns against 5 interceptions. So we can't, people saying his accuracy is all this. That's why man, listen, man. The dude started in the SEC. He had 20 touchdowns against 5 interceptions. It wasn't 20 touchdowns against 10 interceptions. So he does exhibit the fact that he does have some accuracy because he ain't throwing the ball to the other team but 5 times in all of the pass attempts that he had. But you got to watch out for a little sneaky hate like that because they'll throw dirt on him to devalue him so that the other team throwing dirt end up turning up being the team that draft him because they just, they'll dirty him up. And then he'll drop right into their hands and they'll draft them. They do that kind of stuff. All is fair in love and football. So anyway, but yeah, that's a couple of the things, man. Just talking about some of the quarterbacks. A lot of people like to hear quarterback talking. Do the Saints actually take a quarterback? All this kind of beautiful stuff. We'll see how it all goes. All right, Brian says, I think we're gonna see Clint pick in a draft though. Yeah, it's starting to look like that. J Rod, how you doing, brother? Say AQ. Any word on who else the Saints are targeting in free agency? No, bro, no word on nothing yet. Like I said, there was nothing the first person they brung in, like Avonte Maddox was nothing done on that. But the Saints are looking to add some talent there, insofar as that. But the offensive line signing was kind of sneaky. It was under the the report of the Chase Young thing which was the more splashier signing, of course. But the Saints addressed both positions, offensive line and defensive line, with moves today. So nothing right now as it stands, bro. But you might hear something tomorrow, though. They might get the moving now. Marks has already checked it out, but you're right about the name, Big Q. Okay, thank you, bro. Appreciate you there. All right. Okay, yeah, brother Brent, thank you, man. Says if we want to use highlights to help any good QB look good, just play cars. Yes. Yeah, play some car highlights, man. Yeah. But see, that's the thing though, Brent. The thing is when we talk about, Derek Carr, under Pete Carmichael, that might be a different effect. You know, you got Clint Kubiak coming in, and he's a guy that I ain't gonna say he knows more than him, because I don't think he knows more than, but I think he has a complete skill set in terms of his seriousness. Like, he's a pretty serious dude about his job, right? He is a Kubiak by blood, obviously, and what that means is he is heir to the Kubiak knowledge base in terms of the offense, which means that he was brought up and being taught by this offense since he was a child, playing football, moving into all this kind of old stuff. So he was groomed for what he's doing. It's a difference. Like, you have Peyton Manning and Eli Manning when they was with Archie and all these kind of stuff, and then you got Arch out there in Texas with the Texas Longhorns. Those guys were groomed to play the QB position from a small child. Kubiak's been having that offense. And what I'm saying is he takes it very seriously. He also has a temperament about him and a seriousness about him. He's big on the intangibles, the stuff like the accountability stuff. He's big on accountability. One of his main things that he admitted in several different interviews that I've listened to was the fact that he likes to make a practice extremely stressful. And I played that interview several times on the show previously when he first signed him on. So, like, listen to what this guy is saying and see if you like him. So I played all the coaches that they signed here just to hear if you guys like how these guys and what's the philosophy and some of the stuff that they talk about, because it's usually a time frame between when they sign them and you actually talk to them. So these things been signed Kubiak, but you haven't, you know, there wasn't, to my knowledge, any interviews that was done where they was talking about this, that, and the third, you know. So you might not hear him for a while. But like I said, when it comes down to him, he's a guy that does have some of those really major attributes that we lacked in the offensive room last year, which is we don't want no Colin, the quarterback. Obviously, that's going to be amped up because of the fact of where the Saints are. They're going into the third year under Dennis Allen. It'll be the year in which they finally have to push to break the playoff curse that we've been that we've been under for the last 3 years. So he has to get that done. So Clint Kubiak will be tasked with getting Carr on code so that we make this move happen. The offense must flow. It must flow. So you have to fix the offensive line, get the proper personnel together. You also have to get, which will also bring the running game. We got to get that running attack going so we can kind of take the, I ain't gonna say take the pressure off Carr, but it's a role where the running attack should be the first thing you hit them with, then Carr off the back of the play. That's like happened last year, like in the final game of the season when we seen Carr at his best is when he was in league or in combination with the running attack. He was playing off of the running attack. We were running the football and he was playing off of that running attack. He was operating that way. He looked more comfortable right there. But when you ask him to go out there and really lay it on the line and win with him throwing 40 times, you're not going to win no games like that. So we kind of figured, like, we know it has to be a balanced approach with Carr, because once again, remember, he come into another year, you got to learn a whole new system, and not just him, but the entire team. So we'll see how they look at that. But thank you, Brent. Appreciate that.
I want to say thank you very much for picking me up and bringing me back to this world.
All right, appreciate that, bro. Much love. What's up, Demi? Shout out to you. Says Mercer, we must do better at the QB position. Marley Mall says check out running back East Time. Okay, is that his name? East Time? Is that how you pronounce it, Marley Mall? Notre Dame's East Time. All right. Okay, hold on. Let me write that down. All right, East Time. All right. Okay. I already pulled them up. Aldrich Easton. Okay, from Notre Dame, 5'11", 230. Okay, over 1,300 yards. He averaged 6.5 yards rushing and 18 touchdowns. Not bad. Okay, I'm gonna have to look at some film on him, man. They got a lot of really good running backs. It's so unfortunate that they considered the running back position extremely devalued. Quaveda says, Q, do you think we grab Braden Rice, Jerry Rice in the draft? I don't know, bro. All is possible, man. Anything's possible. I can say we could definitely use a wide receiver in a draft, right? I mean, I wouldn't be upset if the Saints took one, later on in the draft. I know they got quite a few wide receivers that if the Saints felt that they wanted to address the wide receiver position, there are quite a few guys that's available from the wide receiver position. I mean, that will be available. I mean, I don't know about Odunze from Washington, but Brian Thomas Jr. could be available. I mean, he really could be available, and I really like him. I would really like to go from Michael Thomas to Brian Thomas, from can't guard Mike to Brian Thomas Jr., 6'4", 200+ pounds, running a what was his speed? A 4.34, a 4.33, whatever it was. He's a big guy that can really move. You know, and I know I'm throwing my LSU people out there, man, but the dude had 17 touchdowns last year, bro. You know, he had 17 touchdowns and he averaged like 17 yards per catch. Brian Thomas was an absolute wildebeest. Now Malik Neighbors gets it because he's phenomenal, but Brian Thomas Jr., man, it would be awesome. I think he would be there when the Saints, you know, draft. And of course, there's other guys that you can look at, like Mitchell from Texas, Adonai Mitchell. You know, you got guys like Xavier Worthy. I like Keon Coleman a lot from Florida State. I like him a lot, man. He'll win you a lot of jump balls to help you out. Troy Franklin is another good one that I like. And then they got some of the small guys as well that if you want to go that route, Xavier Leggett, I think, is a pretty top guy. They got a ton of really good wide receivers that'll be available if the Saints choose to go that way. So like I said, the draft is a solid draft this year in a lot of places. So depending on what the Saints want to do, man, I mean, we'll see how it all goes. Okay, let me keep it going, man. Pelican Notice Q, did you hear Lattimore for Chicago Bears, number 9th overall draft pick? No, I did not hear that rumor. I hear a lot of rumors, but I did not hear that one. All right, DLP 20. What's up, fam? Says, I like Penix. This dude is going to be something. He has the smarts and big arm accurate for a deep thrower like Bo Nix. Joe Melton is a sleeper. Yeah, I agree with you on Joe. Bo Nix is a guy that a lot of people not talking about because, you know, he really elevated his game since he left Auburn. He went up there and really turned into something special. And really, a lot of people had Bo Nix ahead of Michael Penix Jr. until he beat him later on in the year. Then he flip-flopped that thing. But Michael Penix Jr. is being major league disrespected because of his injury history. Even though he passes the test, they're still looking at Michael Penix like as some kind of risk. And Michael Penix Jr. is a solid quarterback, man. Accuracy, intelligence, the dude could play the position. And you got to win if you get him, man. So that would be cool if the Saints drafted that brother. Claus said, looks like Joe Milton is the QB out since he fall into the 5th round. Yeah, they see him as a developmental guy. DLP says Jordan Travis is another guy that could be developed. Yeah, man, listen, that is a guy that people need to look out for. Jordan Travis, man, if the Saints see him in the 4th round, they need to grab him. He's better. He'll be a better quarterback than, no disrespect to Jake Haener, but Jordan Travis is a dude that could turn into more than just a solid starter for you. I mean, he could really do something really big for your team. And if you get him for a 4th rounder, he's going to play with a chip on his shoulder for the rest of his career. And I'm just saying, man, I'm telling you, he's a solid prospect. He's a solid prospect. They better take him if he's there. Because you got Derek Carr, who is an older quarterback. 3 years, I think, remain on this deal. Jake Haener is cool, but Jordan Travis to me is better than Jake Haener. No disrespect to Jake Haener, you know, but you take a Jordan Travis, man, I guarantee you match them together. Jordan Travis gonna come out that thing. I'm just saying. You know, no disrespect to Jake, man. I like Jake a lot, but it's different stuff going on. He has levels to this stuff. To be honest with you. All right, Jarrell says he's like Big Joe. Yeah, Joe Milton, man. They sleeping on Joe Milton too. They got him going late, calling him a raw project. The dude could play, man. Pelican says, "Q, the Saints don't have a 4th round pick. They have 4 or 5." Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But they're gonna package 2 of those and move up. You got to. You got 4 5th round picks sitting there. You got to package some of them picks and you got to move up there and get another player. So, I promise you they're going to do that. They're not going to sit there with 4 5th round picks. They're going to take 2 of them and try to move up back into the 4th round. They got to do that. They got a lot of picks they can deal with. So they got some room to move, All right. Nito said, I have a question. Is Trey Turner still on? No, he's not. Trey Turner is not on the roster. He had a 1-year deal with the Saints, and soon as the league year switched over, he's officially a free agent. But there was a rumor that the Saints were interested in signing him. I don't know how true it was, but I did hear that rumor on the street that they were interested in it. Travis Jones says, "Q, what the hell is a Peterman? What is he coming to NOLA to do to take up space? Another Vegas Raider." Fam, I was feeling like you too, and I had a collage. Shout out to our video editors, man. Been doing phenomenal work with these highlights. I told the family members a while that we hired 2 video editors that have been doing a good job of rolling our highlight film. So if y'all see some of our new video highlights that we're rolling out, please feel free to share those on Twitter or X, or whatever the hell you call it, Facebook, and kind of pump that out there, because, there's a new one that just was released prior to the show about Nathan Peterman. And it shows like a lot of his highlights. It shows some of his arm strength. It shows his athletic ability. It shows what some players were saying about Peterman, so people can get an idea of who Nate Peterman is. And did we miss something? And the highlight film, the film kind of shows some stuff. And I don't know if it'll change your mind, but it'll at least show you a few things about Peterman, man, that you probably didn't know. So Mark says, Q, they should be paying you for making paying us, brother, all of us, for making them look good, man, because the black and gold nation is the best looking in the business, baby. That's how we see it, man. Shout out to you, brother. All right, Lord. What's up, Lord? Shout out to you. What's up, KB? Shout out to the queens out there, man. Appreciate y'all being here. All right. Yeah, yes, indeed. Lad, the wide receiver from where is he from, man? Oh, what's the kid? You talking about what's his name? McConkey. Yeah, from Georgia, the wide receiver from that little dude there is tough as nails, man. Yeah, they got a lot of really good guys out there. Professor know his stuff, man. All right, Jack says, do you have a picture of Pete? Yeah, I think they got a picture of Peterman, bro. I mean, I think they got one up there, man. It can't be worse than that other brother picture we just showed not too long ago, bro. You know what I mean? It can't be worse than this, man. What's wrong with a dude that do this, man? I mean, what's the problem? What's going on here? What is he staring at, Jason? Freddie? I mean, what? Stand here and pretend you being chased by Freddie and Jason. Give me that look. Go. And then this is what he gives him. He gives the bucking of the eyes. I don't know what's going on with this eye bucking look right here by this brother right here. But hopefully when he take his team picture, he don't be doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? Nothing worse than that. All right. Okay. All right. So yeah, indeed, man. So yeah, Peterman, man. I think Peterman getting a lot of it's no fault of his own, man. He's finally following a very popular quarterback, man. And unfortunately, he have to win people over, man. So yeah, Jameis out, and man, I don't think anybody want to follow Jameis. Taking his role, extremely popular player. Everybody love Jameis. Everybody was rocking with Jameis for the last 4 years. He goes out to Cleveland, and then Peterman is the backup, and he just ultimately gets lambasted, because no fault to his own. Perhaps it is a fault to his own. 4 touchdowns against 13 interceptions. I didn't make you throw him, but it's just unfortunate. All right, Irvin says fix the defensive tackle position with a good run stuff and good interior. I agree, bro. We need a good. I want a nose tackle, bro. I want a good nose tackle that can rotate in there. Ava says, Q, you guys must have put together every good play Peterman ever. Bro, listen, it looked pretty good, though, don't you? All right, yeah. Travis says it sure in the hell haven't impressed. Okay, all right. You a hard man to impress. Jay Rod said at least Peterman didn't eat Chipotle for the first meal in New Orleans. Oh yeah, that's right. He had a po' boy. How about that? Yeah, that's a big question. A lot of people ask, "What'd you eat? What'd you eat? Did you get some etouffee? All that kind of stuff, man. Chill out. He gonna get there. He don't know about the kicking spots yet. He don't know where all the good stuff is. He'll learn. And Tyron and the rest of them, they'll take him around and get them together. They'll show him little dizzies. They'll take him to Melbus. They'll take him to I ain't gonna say Dookie Chase, man, because it ain't the same recipe. But she passed away some time ago. It ain't quite the same. Lil Dizzy is very good. Melba's is excellent. There's a ton of other spots out there too, man. it's so many of them, bro. It's so many good eating spots, man. Because I'm from the city that I can't even be honest with you, fam. I just be thinking about stuff and I just go blank about all of their food establishments. So yeah, he don't know nothing about it yet. He'll learn. ATL Georgia Faithful says, y'all excited about Chase Young? Well, I mean, Chase Young's a good signing for the Saints. We do like the pairing of Chase Young and Carl Granderson to chase y'all Kirk Cousins all over the field. We do like that. We do appreciate that. We're gonna be sending Chase at you very soon. Jack said that's crazy picture is because of the first three he had his eyes closed. All right, he said, okay, now take one with your eyes open. Yeah, I think the brother might be a little bit thrown off. Well, don't y'all think? I think he might be put a poll in the chat. He might be just a tizzy thrown off. Travis says a new singing group in Cleveland, the Brother Browns. Okay. Jack says Carr don't have, hold on, let me put that up there. Carr don't know where to place the Nola like he don't know where his wide. Yes. You don't know where his wide receivers are. Yeah, but I know I could tell you one thing, Jack, is their goddamn fault. Whatever it is going to be the fault of the wide receivers and none of the quarterbacks. 4 QBs. Travis says, yeah, well, what? I mean, I ain't going to consider Taysom. They got him listed as a quarterback. I don't consider Taysom Hill a quarterback, but he is listed on the unofficial depth chart as a QB. So, yeah, and they got him as a second string quarterback, and then Peterman, and then Hainer. So yeah, there you go. All right, Tim, what's up? Tim says he says, can Hainer beat out Peterman? It is quite possible, Tim. Thank you for the question. It is possible that he can beat out Peterman. He could, but then again, like I said, it depends, man. Because see, a lot of the veterans, they've seen a lot of stuff before, so they have that advantage. Hainer, is in the second year now. But it's all about how fast he processed the speed, because truly outside of the vet experience that Peterman has, he's been in the game for 6 years and Hainer been for 2. Here, they learning a new offensive system, so you can see the roles are 50-50. Jake Hainer, if he comes with his game and he steps up and he studies and he does what he's supposed to do, he'll have a shot to kind of see if he can push Nathan Peterman for that second string position. Hell yeah. It's like it's even though, he ain't exactly coming into his own, because this is when Jake Hainer is supposed to make a step, not the step, but make a step to show people that I've learned so much from my first year holding the clipboard, all this kind of stuff, and I can do a little something. Let me show you something. So this is it's definitely a shot. He does have a shot to kind of see if he can kind of do something with that. We'll see. All right, ATL Georgia Faithful says, if Young gonna pop Kirk old chains, other ankle, I hope not. No, I don't think he's gonna try to hurt him like that, brother. We don't want to do you like that. But it is interesting though. If you look at Carl Granderson, who had 8.5 sacks last year, and then Chase had 7.5 sacks last year between Washington and San Fran. That's pretty damn good. And this is the first time in a while that we had 2 really young. And listen, and the thing is, what's really cool about it is Chase Young's realized this is, he's realized potential. And I ain't gonna say potential, but he is at a point of his career right now where you could say in the right system he can get better. I can always think he can get better. So can Curl. But having Carl Granderson, who is damn near unblockable, who is more than just an edge rusher. Cam will get mad at me when I say that, call them edge rushers. He likes the defensive end, which would signify that you can not only rush the quarterback, but you can also play the run. Carl Granderson can rush the quarterback and play the run, so could Chase Young. These guys are young. They have really good athleticism. They can play the run and pass equally well. And it's a positive. Plus, you got Cam in the mixture as vet leadership in a role where he won't get worn out. He can play inside, outside, and add some more versatility to his game. I think it does help the defensive line greatly. I just have to give the Saints credit because I didn't think they would pull the trigger on this move, because I was looking at it like the Derek Carr signing, like, okay, you're not going to sign anybody that's going to push Derek Carr. Why would I think you'd do that for Cam? But they did. Said, well, you're going to get Chase Young. We're going to give him a 1-year deal, $13 million, fully guaranteed for 1 year, and we're going to see what we can do. So let's see what he can do, All right, anyway, man, let's keep it bucking. All right, Travis says 412 million. He can't win more than one playoff game. Kirk Cousins. All right. DLP says Saints are bringing in sleeper running back Dylan LeBeau. I hope I'm saying that right, is one of the top 30. Yeah, I heard about that, bro. I'm gonna have to look that kid up. Edward said he throwed a lot, but he better throw his butt on the line and block for Carr. All right. He says, do y'all think y'all will win the division? I don't know, bro. You know me, I like to talk smack to the Falcons, but I'm gonna keep it real too, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know if we're gonna win. And I don't know. I don't know. Because right now, even though I do like the additions of Willie Gay Jr. to the defense for the linebacker, the third linebacker position, I do like Chase Young to add to the defensive line. I do like those moves a lot. I even like the Cedric Wilson move, even though I'm not really that big on it versus the two prior moves I just mentioned. I think he's a solid wide receiver in your rotation, but I would definitely see if I could find somebody else as well, But at the end of the day, it's still a lot of work the Saints have to do in other positions, especially the O-line. For me, another skill set player or two in a wide receiver room. And perhaps, we'll see how it all rolls, but how Clint Kubiak could take the offensive line. That's the biggest area of concern for me is the Saints O-line. Left tackle, left guard, right tackle. Ramczyk coming off that minor surgery. He was up and down, knee issue, threatening him. Could he really be the guy? We need depth there. So the most serious position in my eyes is the offensive line, and they have just one dude they just added, which is Ole Udoh, which pretty much the offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak knows. So he has to install his San Francisco version of, his Kubiak style, San Francisco Shanahan style offense in the building, get Carr on code, get the offensive line together, get the running game going. That's a lot. That's a lot. So I'm going to say, I don't know, fam. I don't know. I wish I could tell you more and talk a little smack to you, but bro, I got to keep it real. Ava said, I remember watching Peterman, low light of 5 interceptions and a half. My friend is Bills fan and was hot. Yeah, he hope he's improved. 4 touchdowns, 9 interceptions since then. Indeed, bro. Trey says the head of our organization is 24-46. All right. ATL says, Q, when y'all doing NFC? Oh, that's coming soon, bro. It's coming soon. We just got to get all the guys together, man. But that'll be coming soon, man. We'll be doing that because enough time has elapsed. A lot of people like some of the acquisitions that they made. So that NFC South roundtable is coming soon, bro. So be on the lookout for that. Pelican Nola says Derek Hall will be telling Chase and Willie, you guys know I have a red vest practice, right? All right. Jay Huntsberry, Devondre Campbell sitting out there, and we choose Willie Gay. Well, he was available at the time, and I think was it the Cardinals? He went out west, I want to say. Campbell got picked up by either the Chargers or the Cardinals, I want to say. Let me look that up right quick. Yeah, but Willie Gay's not a bad pickup for them, Me personally, I was looking for him to go after Devin White, to be honest with you. That's who I wanted. And I know that would cost him a few bucks, but Devin White was the guy because I seen him out there because he was out there and they had the Levante David out there. Tampa Bay picked up Levante David, and I seen Devin White out there. I was like, man, go get Devin White. That's the dude. And somebody else got Devin White. The Saints got Willie Gay, and Devondre Campbell went to let me look that up right quick. That's going to worry me if I don't find that out. I think he went out west somewhere. Let's see. Yeah, he went out west somewhere. Let me see if I can locate exactly where he went. Where did he get signed at? I don't remember where he went. Hold on here. Or with the 49ers. He signed. I knew it was something like that. He signed with the Niners. Yeah, he signed with the Niners, man. I knew it was something. I remember seeing. I was like, man, because I remember when they had the ticker on there. I was like, yeah, man. I think he went to the Niners. Okay. All right. Thank you, Jay. All right. Travis says, move Cam inside. Yeah, I think that'll be the plan, bro. All right. Thank you, ATL Faithful, man. Appreciate you. All right. Yeah, Travis says Devin White would have been a steal and D White went to Philly. Yes. Yes. See, that's what, yeah. I know people mad at him about the Jameis Winston thing, but we was mad at Jameis Winston when he did the thing when he pushed Lattimore in the back of his helmet. Remember that? That was Jameis before he got here. pushing. He was instigating. He wasn't even eligible. He got thrown out the game or something, or he was hurt that game or whatever. And he was pushing Latimer on the back of his helmet. Laddie turns around to confront him, and then Thomas spears him. Remember that? Remember when Cam sacked Jameis down to the ground, and Jameis grabs Cam's face mask to get up? Y'all remember that? He pulled his head back up. I said to y'all, yeah. So yeah, we had a couple of like rotten ass plays, by Jameis. That kind of rubbed us the wrong way, and we know that he hurt Jameis pulling him down on that horse collar. But Devin White would have been a solid play. He's an LSU guy. He got a lot of great years left, and he was only a 1-year deal. So, I mean, he would have been a perfect guy to bring in there if Demario Davis had issues and he could play those positions. But the Eagles seen it, and we did not see it, so it is what it is. See, Bama says, who that to you? All right. Sign Trey Turner back. A lot of people would like to see that. I would like to see Trey Turner come back. A lot of people was happy to see him get signed, man, and I think he might have some unfinished business, but we'll see how it goes, man. A lot of people behind that. I'm cool with that. Irv says it's ironic that James ended up a Saint after that and ended up being loved by Nola. Yeah, y'all remember that? Y'all remember all that? I'm telling y'all, remember all that. And like we saying, we forgive you. We will forgive you, man, and love you if you step up and play for us. Trine says, dang, man, I'm late. What's up? What's up, Trine? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. That's right, DLP. Yeah, the Niners. Yeah, Campbell went to the Niners. All right, so anyway, fam, that's going to cut it out for me. Listen, man, I appreciate y'all for being here. We got over 200 people in here. Y'all do me a favor, hit the like button. We got a poll in the chat, 170 plus votes. Who do you feel should start at the defensive end this year for the Saints? Options are Chase Young and Carl Granderson. Second option is Cam Jordan, Carl Granderson. And the third option is someone else. Well, obviously, the mighty Who Dat Nation has spoken, as they say Chase Young and Carl Granderson should start for the Saints and Cam off the bench. 74% of the mighty Who Dat Nation was saying that it should be the case. So anyway, with that being said, man, that's going to end the poll on that, man. Listen, that'll end the show as well. Listen, I'd like to thank everybody, baby, for y'all being here tuning in on this episode of Tacoma, man. Congratulations to the Saints, man, on making a very solid move tonight by inking defensive end Chase Young to a $13 million deal. 1 year, man. So the Saints, two really solid defensive signings. Let's get this offense going as well on the offensive line. We should see how it'll be going. Cam should move to defensive tackle. I think they kind of move him around a little bit. All right. What's up, my boy Lowe? My brother Lowe in the building. Quick question. Where are the Saints getting this? Where the Saints getting this money to sign all these players? Sounds like a money laundering scheme. LOL. What in the world, Bo? What's up, my dog Lowe, man? How you doing, sir? Much love to you, my brother. All right. He said, where they getting all this money from? Lowe, let me tell you something, brother. It's the same place y'all getting it from, brother, because y'all got taught this. Y'all GM got taught from Mickey Mouse Loomis himself on how to cook the books and kick the can. So that's how we learned. It's definitely some kind of funny money going on here, Lord. You try to capologists try to break this shit. I say, man, this cap be improving year after year to be more and more imaginary, man. It's as real as the border, man. Let me tell you, it don't exist. It's an imaginary line, man. It don't exist, man. How they twist and turn these contracts. And the next thing you know, you $40 million in the hole. And then a week or two later, you 18, almost $19 million in the black. You was 40 something, over 40. And listen, it was a year after year. We just be testing and playing. It was several years ago, the Saints were over $100 million in the red. And then several weeks later, the Saints was in the black. I'm like, what the hell, man? A lot of that is funny money like a dog. All right. Thank you, Lil. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you, brother Travis. Y'all hit the like button. J Rod, I see you be cool too, brother. Hemisphere says, the feeling I got about Cam is he will take a limited role going forward. Well, I mean, he getting a little older, bro, and they have been kind of over the years, if you think about it, been dialing Cam's reps down. You know what I'm saying? He was used to complain about that. He don't complain about it more anymore than what he used to. All right, Jack says, is Chase good on covering the edge? I've seen us burn far too many. Yeah, that guy is an athletic freak, bro. He'll cover that, man. Like these athletic quarterbacks and all that kind of stuff. That helps out severely. Like if you got Chase Young and then you have it, and that's his namesake, right? Chase your ass down. But he will do a lot of him and Carl Granderson up front, man. You got those athletic quarterbacks that like to try to break off and run. They ain't getting past no Carl Granderson and Chase Young on either side. And then, of course, when you eventually do install and put Willie Gay in there, Willie Gay is an athletic freak. So the Saints did really add more athleticism and game plan to that defense, man, to be honest with you. So very good with that. All right. So anyway, with that being said, man, we're going to get on out of here on that, man. I appreciate all y'all for chiming in. Y'all hit the like button. Feel free to share the show on your social media feed, man. Listen, we'll be back tomorrow on our Patreon channel. We'll recap and talk about the latest Saints news. We'll play some footage of some of the players that they signed. We'll go over that. We'll look at the draft as well. Look at some free agency as we go. We cover all the latest Saints news and notes of the day. And also, y'all feel free to hit the link tree in the description section below. You'll find there our merch, several different merch shops for our Pale merch, Saints merch, all kind of stuff going on there. Also, we have it's all kind of stuff going on at the link tree, man. Y'all look it up and check it out. All right. So anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna get out on that. Much love to y'all. I'm gonna holler at y'all on the Tuesday stream. Who that to you? And I'm out.
Yeah. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. Thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your chain for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy and you probably smell the crooked referees on Roger Goodell. Yeah, brother like this and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like this and I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
WhoThatDaily.com. That's right, the WhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, WhoThatDaily.com is your site. The WhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. That's right. Project, the Pro Shop, is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. Remember, it helps